My live. My name is Chief Apostle Samuel the Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are the African traditional science which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for not only being a part of our YouTube channel, our TikTok channel, and also to my Patreon family, and to all of you that are on my social media platform. As you're being notified that Chief Apostle Ely is live, I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the commentary. Thank you so much for the sharing of the videos. To each and every one of you guys, I hope that me allowing many of you guys to experience the ability to be able to understand what real magic is and what real spirituality is. I want to say thank you so very, very much for being a part of our program. And to all of my melanated brothers and sisters, I want to say thank you so much for addressing and supporting me in what I am doing on here. And I want you to understand that this particular live, as above so below, is talking about moon energy ruled by Cancer. Those that have Cancer placement, sun sign, moon sign, or just Cancer placement in your chart, understanding that energy, how that energy works, and what's up there? Tronda Aries in the house. To meet you, much love, each and every one of you. I love it when you come on early. Well, I'm on vacation this week, so y'all gonna see quite a bit of me. First of all, I want to say salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. I am going to Miami today because I have to go and re-up on my candles, and so I'm going to do it today. And then I'm going to be doing conjure, graveyard work, consultations. I'm going to be doing progressive readings all throughout the week. Just catching up on a lot of different things, and getting prepared for my Ocha birthday, which is August the 5th, which we'll be celebrating in Tampa, Florida with my Padrino and my Oba on August the 10th. What's up there? Much love. So as you guys are chiming in, and I want to say this before I get started as well. First of all, hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. Now, one of the things that I try to do as somebody that's been practicing magic, real magic, since I've been a child, I am 51 years of age, is that I try to simplify. Hold on just a minute. So I try to simplify things, and it doesn't matter if you are initiated or uninitiated. What's up, Mama Susan? What's up, Crab Cakes? I just saw you. What's up, Cassandra? That's who was saying that. Love coming. What's up, Demetrius in the house, Gemini? Now, the purpose, because I feel like your growth will be more beneficial when you understand why I try to simplify things. I don't care how complex a working is. The person that does complicated work should be able to explain it in a simplified version what is going on, or give you something to grasp. So, and whether you're initiated or not initiated, when I offer you guys my talisman and these of nature, because the Orishas are energy of another world, which is creation. And so when you have an opportunity where you cannot afford to initiate or be crowned, and somebody like me, melanated, American, English speaking, is giving you an opportunity to get certain tools that are going to help you utilize that Ache, that energy, to better your life. And a lot of times people, when we're doing money magic, or we're doing spells, or we're doing incantations, or we're using sacrifices, a lot of times they don't realize why it is costly to manifest certain levels of wealth, certain levels of money when it comes to people. Now, let me explain this before I go any further. The reason why I encourage people to be a good steward over your resources or what God has blessed you with, because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what you get blessed with. When you are irresponsible, you can get $1 million, you're still gonna be broke. My spiritual dad taught me this when I was around 13. He told me that. He said, you can give $1 million to a fool, they'll lose it. You can take $1 million from a man a woman of knowledge, they'll get it back. The mere fact that most melanated people are not educated when it comes to finances, that means they're also not educated of how to draw finances in, maintain finances, or save finances. Because all of that is very different. When you're doing money magic, depending on where that person is, if somebody's in survival mode, they're not in saving mode. I'm going to say that again. If somebody in survival mode trying to come out of a rut, trying to come out of a dilemma, they're not in saving mode because they don't even have, that's a whole nother type of magic, another type of energy. They're trying to get out of something and get in a position to be able to save or to maintain what they got and then save. So there is a process by which you do it. I have told different people, I said, when you're dealing with spiritual people or you're dealing with any medical, anything, all of this stuff costs. If you do not have a level of built-in relationship with people, then you don't know the benefit of why that man or woman operates their business or their situation the way that they do, and therefore you don't necessarily benefit. What's up there, Ryan? Much love to you, Libra in the house. Obatala rules the head, and I've always been told I have a good business head on me. I just got a good head. Praise God. And what I mean by that, guys, black people are so offended when somebody tells them about what they don't know, even though everything about their life shows that if you had known, that means that you're purposely putting yourself in positions, which that ain't smart, and it also is not leadership. And you shouldn't be out here doing conjure for people when you don't have good knowledge and valuable knowledge for people wherever they are economically. What's up there, Jeremy? Thank you for joining us. Now, when it comes to money magic, and my subject matter is, I didn't even quote it up. My subject matter is wealth gap and its effect on money magic. And the reason why I say this is because us in the United States, and I told you guys I'm ecstatic about Kamala Harris running for president, and over the excitement, I'm knowledgeable. Why I'm excited. Some people get excited about something. Some people can be aware about something, and they don't realize the significance of what is taking place. Okay? And the purpose of getting around men and women of knowledge is for you to get knowledge. Know-how. Knowing when, where, and how. Which allows you to make better decisions for your life wherever stage you're in. Some of you guys, no matter what type of blessings you get, you don't respect your Ori. You don't respect having a good mindset. What you respect is trying to get from one dilemma to the next dilemma. That's not money magic. That's somebody that is chaotic. That is somebody that's mentally disturbed, because nobody in their rational mind is going to keep themselves in a volatile financial situation if they don't have to. Something would have to happen to me catastrophically for me to unsettle my life economically. You understand? So that means that no matter what comes in, what type of income that comes in, I'm going to always be thinking about how to stabilize or to put myself in better position. That is somebody that is sober-minded. Doesn't have to be rich. Now, if you put all my assets together, I have $1 million, but I don't have $1 million in the bank. Okay? I am a six-figure man. When I say that, I am above six-figure in some respect. But my point is, at the bare minimum, I am $100,000 of income. There's other ways. That's regardless. So I want to explain wealth gap and its effect on money magic. Money magic is understanding currency. Whether it is in the United States, whether it is in Japan, wherever you are, because this platform is universal for melanated people. You have to have the understanding of how that country makes its money. I'm going to say this again. The same way I need to understand how my client make their money depending on what type of magic I do for my client. Whether my client is a businessman or businesswoman or an employee. Whether my client is a streetwalker, whether my client is a white collar crime, whether my client is a spiritual practitioner, a mortician, a beauty consultant, or a model, depending on how you got to understand the brand or the product to be able to do money magic. And what happens to a lot of people money? I did this with my son, and I did it with other people, and I watch people that don't have a good head on their shoulders. You can do a magical working for your finances and say that you're in sales, and then you move to a salary. That has changed your economic structure. If you're not prepared for economic change of how you get your money, you should not be jumping. My economic structure of income is weekly and daily. I'm going to say that again. Coming from a drug background, when you making money every day, you spend money every day. When you make money every week, you spend money every week. When you make money every 2 weeks, you spend money every 2 weeks. When you make money every monthly, because in UPS management, they pay them once a month. You need to understand your economic structure, how things flow in, and base how you adjust that to produce. Now, one of the things that I am trying to do in order to do the traveling that I desire, to create an economic structure where I can at least bring in $20,000 a month. If I can do better, fine. But at the base, $20,000 a month. And so therefore, there are certain things I'm going to do based off of that vision, and there are certain things I'm not going to do. There are certain people I'm going to hang around because of that vision, and there are certain people I'm not going to hang around. Depending on the structure by which you live, it tells me or anybody else how serious you are about the things that you're trying to do economically. This is what's going to affect your flow. If you're dealing with Cancerian energy, everything is emotions are energy moving. What's up there, my Aquarius from North Carolina? I haven't eaten. I ate last night. I was supposed to eat twice, but I didn't. So, when it comes to wealth gap, we're going to be coming from Luke. The 16th chapter, 26th verse. Now, sir, ma'am, what's up, love? So this is why a lot of times you feel, whether in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Hoodoo, Conjure, Prayer, you feel like things don't work because you don't understand the wealth gap when you're trying to manifest. Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you like this. Luke, the 16th chapter, verse 26. Should have had what? Oh, that's my glass in the car. Well, blurred. It says in verse 26, and beside all of this, this is when the rich man was trying to ask Lazarus to give him some water for his scorching tongue. It said, and besides all of this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. Your fixed sign, I want y'all to get where I'm coming from. It was fixed. That means that somebody constructed that to make sure that they couldn't get one side and get to the other. It says, so that they which would pass from hence to you could not, neither can they pass to us that will come from thence. So one can't get to the other. So every economic structure, every country has an economic structure. In order to keep the rich rich and the poor poor, there must be a wealth gap. The United States has one, every country has one. Okay? And what happens when you're trying to do money magic? Now, the reason why this is a big deal with Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party is not trying to get rid of the middle class. So let me explain to y'all that are uneducated when it comes to the middle class. They are poor. There are some people that I know, melanated people, don't even know they're poor. But they are poor. Based off of the financial structure that you live in, you're poor. Okay, middle class in the idea and the mindset of Mitt Romney was $250,000 a year. In that structure, I wouldn't even be considered middle class. Middle class is what is the backbone of a lot of jobs and things, because rich people don't spend money like that. Wealthy people do not spend. They're not gonna pay finance taxes. They have the. Sometimes they don't even use their actual finances. A lot of times they use their assets to pay for things. Like they live in a total different structure. They have trust funds. They have different things. So a lot of stuff that I could talk to some of you about that you don't even live in that economic structure. So the closest thing is just like when it comes down to the astral realm and the astral plane. That is the closest thing to a living individual. The closest thing to a poor man is a middle class man or woman. We are the ones that are going, if anybody's going to help you, it's probably going to be somebody in the middle class. Because it has to be somebody that can afford to maintain their life and help other people. Normally rich people do not help other people. I'm going to say this again. Normally, not all the time. This is why the Bible says it is easier for a rich man, a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. Because his prize or her prize is their possession. And so therefore they don't want to lose that economic structure that they have in order to help people, places, and things. So just trying to give you an understanding. The Republicans want to destroy that middle class because they want to enlarge the wealth gap. In other words, they want to make it very, almost near impossible for you to come out of poverty. Because what is happening through rap and through social media and YouTube and all this, a lot of more people are becoming more financially strengthened. They're able to make more money, and so therefore the jobs that those people have constructed to keep you in a place where you're going to always be working their company, always working their business. Okay, so, and the reason I'm saying it's magic because it's energy. If somebody's in a position in their life, it is their objective to keep somebody running their vision. Can I say this again? There's an energy all by itself. This is not me, whether you rich, poor, or whatever. It is what it is. So, when you are trying to do money magic, you're trying to bring you or yourself or your family or whomever or your business into a different structure, it is going to be extremely hard, especially for melanated people, because a lot of the structure that was designed to keep melanated people at the bottom. This is why when melanated people get certain positions and forget who they are and the purpose by which the ancestors or the Eguns or God, Goddess, whoever put you in that position. My position that I have and my frustration is because I believe that a lot of melanated people don't understand the assets that they have to real magic because of somebody like me. You don't understand that I don't have to tell you the things that I'm telling you. Most rich people are not going to tell you that because they make money off of your ignorance. They build their wealth off of your ignorance. So why would you derail your structure of making your money in order to bring somebody to enlightenment? My machine, my structure that I have constructed is the wealth that it is being built off is built off of people being illuminated, being knowledgeable, being self-sufficient. A part of me working with Demetrius is to get him in a place where he can self-sufficiently build his economics up, because that is going to put me in a better position economically. Your success is my success. But when people have not built up their structure, that their success, your failure is their success. Your misfortune is their success. That's why we have all of these financial institutions in poor neighborhoods where they know that you can't, if you get a home, a cash advance, they know you can't pay it off. And if you do pay it off, you're going to come right back. So it's an endless cycle. These are the structures. So when you're doing your money magic, your Bayberry candle, or your working the goon, or whatever you do, your gree bag, you have to understand that our chain has to be strong enough to get past that abyss. Now, the gulf is a deep, hollow abyss, a yearning abyss, a vast ravine or gorge. Will not be easy to cross. The Republican Party is trying to make it, it's already difficult to go from making $30,000 to making $50,000. Like, think about how raises come. Like some people, I've heard people tell me, oh, they got a raise for a dime, like a dime, or they got a quarter raise, a 50-cent raise. Like even UPS drivers, we get a $5 raise during our contract. But we jump economically based off of the classification. See, because I grew up in business, my job was to figure out where the money was. I'm going to say that again. To do money magic, you got to know where the money is. They offer me management, just like they offer Minister Mario management. So I had to say to myself, please put questions in the super chat. Thank you so much, Demetrius. Y'all be on point with that. So a part of money magic is the strategy. So me locating where the money is. So what I found out, I said, okay, if I get in management, this is how they pay. This is what they offer. But there's no real security. And my personality, I'm too outspoken. Wouldn't have made it. Got fired. And so my best bet at that particular time was to become a package car driver. That's where the money was for me. Because I was already doing spiritual work, so I already had other ways of making money, but I needed a financial foundation. And we got paid weekly. And then they had other things, whether it was 401k, it's other investments and buying stock. There are different other avenues of making money at UPS other than just being a driver. And then the other thing that you could become was a tractor trailer driver. They make really good money. And I wasn't into driving those 18-wheelers, so that was out. So a part of money magic is understanding the gap, understanding the structure around where you are and how you make your money, or how your money comes in. And so therefore, depending on that, now if you're trying to come out of poverty, this is why when you see certain people, they have such a hunger, such a thirst, like in football, athletic. I told my son, he was wanted to go after the NFL. And I told him, I said, you're going up against people that have absolutely nothing to come back home to. I need y'all to hear what I'm finna say. Because some of y'all are not about this life. You're going up against men in a profession that have absolutely nothing to come back home to. So this is their only shot. And they're going to be willing to do whatever. That's from training, from cutting people, whatever. He told me, one guy told me, he said, he ended up getting a play on the field at football because he hit one of his one of his teammates' helmet. When you around people that are hungry and thirsty, we talking about economics now, y'all. They're going to do whatever it takes. And when you not that thirsty, when you got a dad that's middle class, you got a mom that has she ain't middle class, but she got a decent job, you know what I'm saying? Between your parents, you pretty much gonna get what you need. You don't have that hunger. You feel like you can lay down. You don't have that fight in you. When you out here trying to cross that gulf, when you're trying to cross that wealth gap, I promise you, sir and ma'am, it is not that simple. And it takes really powerful, let me say it again, it takes really powerful people, whether in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, which means it takes money. And most people cannot afford to bridge that wealth gap, to take them from one stage of structure of living to the next. So when people out here telling you all you got to do is put some pennies out and all you got to... Sir, ma'am, if it was that simple, slaves wouldn't continue to be slaves. If it was that simple, we wouldn't be asking these folks for our 40 acres and a mule. Conjure. Mysticism. All poor people can do is keep you poor. They can't afford to think outside of the box because they're trying to survive in that box. This is why when I tell certain people about doing certain things, because of the fact that you don't know that you're poor, and if you lose certain income, it's going to devastate your structure and your flow of life. This is why when people attack certain things and people start throwing at certain things with me, I go bananas. I go ape shit. When you trying to attack my structure of by the means by which I operate and do and live the lifestyle I live, I'm going to give you the business. You're getting all of the smoke. I told you guys many times before, when somebody gunning for you, they're going to come for your health and your wealth. Because if those structures in your life change, everything about what you do and who you are changes. Can I say that again? So all of you that think that you're going to get into Ifa and voodoo, that's why you see poor voodoo people. That's why you see poor santeros. That's why you see poor. In every ATR, you see poverty. They sit up there with spittle all on their shirt talking about they've been crowned for 45 years. Fuck that. I'm a king. I'm going to live like one. You understand? I understand. I got to change my structure. Just being honest with you. I hope that you take the sincerity of it. The reason why I know that some of you guys don't know that you're poor is because of the decisions that you make. You're trying to compete with people that are in different wealth gaps, different structures. There's no way based off of my income and my structure that I would try to flow with Jay-Z or Beyonce. They live. It doesn't matter that he's a man just like I'm a man and a Sagittarius just like I'm a Sagittarius. We have different economic structures and different types of ways of getting economic flow. Even though I'm a powerful object, even though I am a powerful Santero, even though I got all that, but our economic structure and wealth building machines are different. I'm trying to get there. I'm working on it. You understand? But this is when you hear the terms, you do not compete where you do not compare. Some of you guys are trying to compete in areas that you do not have the economic structure to compete. And so therefore, the more you try to run with, hang with certain said individuals, you're going to lose. You're going to drain. And this is what I'm going to say to this. Minister Mari Son of Achosi was bringing in enough. He was doing $85,000 a year. He had enough economics coming in to entertain himself in my life without him feeling that he can do this, he can do that. He couldn't do everything I can do, but he could do a lot of the things that I can do. And it never affected his manhood, never affected how he felt about himself, his daughter, whatever. I could outspend him per dollar. I'm going to say that again. I could outspend him per dollar. Just like Jay-Z could outspend me per dollar. Now, I might not care for Trump as a person, of how he functions, but I still can't outspend him per dollar. So you liking or disliking somebody does not mean and has nothing to do with your economic structure. What comes in that allows you to live your everyday life and do the things that you feel comfortable with, and especially those that want to practice real magic. Economically, you cannot afford to continuously to allow what I offer on this platform to pass you over. Because if you cannot afford this, you most certainly cannot afford real magic. And what is going to happen is you're going to get sucked up in somebody else's vision for their life in order for you to exist in your life. That's how it is. The stronger energy rules over the weaker energy. What melanated people are should be interested in is trying to bridge. So let me explain what it is to bridge the wealth gap. Somebody has to build a bridge from one space to the other in order for others to cross over. This is what we said in the old time in the church. God is a bridge over troubled waters. You ain't strong enough economically. You don't have the knowledge. It's like in some of the movies. What good is you being a survivor to get to the helicopter and you can't fly the helicopter. This is why in the movies we protect the pilot. I don't care how much of a bitch ass nigga that pilot is. He know how to fly that helicopter. I don't care how scary he is. I don't care how bad Bill he is. I don't care how cockeyed he is. He is the only one of us that can fly this helicopter. So all of us strong niggas, Nigerians, we got to protect this one because he's the one that can build that bridge. This is why the Bible talks about the poor man's wisdom. When they got that city got attacked, it was the poor man's wisdom that built that bridge to victory. Everybody feel that it is something. You understand? When you got a good head, when you clean your head, that's why I keep trying to tell something. You don't even invest your money to protect your asset. You are your asset. You don't invest your money to protect your health. You don't protect your finances. To me, that's asinine. It's ignorant. It don't matter what religion you in. You're just doing magic. You're just doing stuff. You don't have no strategy. How you gonna be a good master builder and you don't have no strategy? How you gonna build it or be a part of something like this tribe? This particular tribe, this melanated tribe, and when you hear me give you the 13 circle, that is the formula that I would need to bridge gaps for each individual that is in that process. It takes a lot of arche to bring a man or woman from one reality to the next, from one dimension to the next. It is not that simple, sir, man. That's why I tell people like they keep talking about they talking to Mario. Mario is in a whole nother dimension. You have to be from that dimension to communicate with the spirits in that dimension. How are you going to talk to spirits of the heavens when you don't come from that? You vibrate in a lower frequency. Like that's why they talk about around October, November, the veil is thin. It's still a veil, but it's easier. Not easy. Easier to contact those on the astral plane or the ancestral realm. But easier. But if you have an elevated ancestor, they don't live that close to the astral plane. I'm going to say that again. If you have an ascended master, an elevated ancestor, or people like me, they don't live that close to the astral plane. They can go to the astral plane, but they don't live there. Because they can ascend into other dimensions of the spirit. And they're going to go where their energy is going to take them. That's the whole point of having evolution. So the same thing is true when it comes to the wealth gap. They're trying to, Kamala Harris, and that machine is trying to strengthen the middle class. See, when you're going out doing stuff, whether it's voting, whether you're doing conjure, Mississippi, you need to understand why that is structured, and you also need to understand why somebody else is trying to destroy that. See, Donald Trump would like to destroy unions. I got people on my job still gonna vote for Trump, even though Trump is against unions. And the reason why I am and they are in an economic position is because of unions. See, when you're ignorant and you're trying to do money magic, you will actually aim at a structure in your life or remove yourself from a structure that is actually benefiting you. I'm going to say it again. Because you don't understand and you just out here calling yourself doing magic, you're not an enlightened one. And as long as you're on my platform, if you've been on my platform, I'm going to give you a month. And you still think this is about money, then leave, please. Please leave. I don't have time for that. Because anybody that is about real life and real magic know that money is only a tool. And it takes money to do any of this. And especially if you're doing it on an economic level. And to be able to maintain yourself and what you got going on, it takes money. That's why I tell you, I couldn't afford to do the things that a lot of these spiritualists do. I couldn't afford to tolerate the behavior that a lot of these spiritualists tolerate. Not when you have economic structure. Not when you have a brand. Not when you have the potential of becoming multimillionaire or billionaire status. You do not allow people to violate that structure. Listen, I might want to fuck you, but I can't afford to fuck you. I might want to fuck you, but I can't afford to fuck you. Your level of ignorance. Some of y'all gonna miss out on y'all Boaz just because how you function. He can't, you might be his type, gay, straight, or bi, but because of how you function, they can't even afford to mess with you. That's how significant this is. You cannot afford to date or entertain certain people. Not when you claim to be trying to go where you're going. That's what it means, obatala, your head, your ori. When you have a good ori, it gives you good judgment. I watch people in my church, they'll start doing incense burn, they'll stop. They'll start doing candle, they'll stop. It's always up and down. Their life is always in a turbulence. But they always want to teach somebody, they always want to share. You don't have a good head on your shoulders. I'm going to say it again. You don't have a good head on your shoulders. The fact that it doesn't make, it should not make sense to you that you around somebody like me that teaches business and structure and how you can go from one place and one stage to the next. I don't care where you start from. If you around a man, a woman, or knowledge, they can tell you how to bridge from your destination to get to a better place because they're already in a better place. The reason why I'm telling you you can't afford to have those type of relationships because I done been there and done that. And I'm based off of your income and based off what you have in common, you can't afford to be with that individual. You can't afford to be arguing with that individual. When me and my mother-in-law was getting in, my mother advised me, she said, listen here, she a Virgo. She said, if that woman want to buy your son something, let her do that. That's one less thing you got to buy. Then you can buy something else. Because if it's all about your child getting what your child needs, it don't matter who buy it. So now all of a sudden your ego got to come and check. Is it really about your child getting what it needs, or you want to be in control of what your child gets? You see how easy that to break that shit down? See, I know how to weed through the bullshit based off of watching how you operate. I can tell whether you serious about what I do on this platform based on how you spend and operate your finances. Because your finances let me know how you think. Because where a man treasure is, that's where his heart is also. I pay attention to your priorities. That lets me know where you stand when it comes down to this. When you say that you're trying to bridge an economic gap, then based off what you're giving, how in the world are you trying to get to, just say for instance, you're trying to get an economic flow of $200,000. But you only sowing $1,000. You only sowing $3,000. I would never take you serious. Because economically, I know I can't afford to sow $1,000. At this point where I'm at now, I can't afford to sow $10,000 because I'm trying to go to a whole nother structure. So I got to get up where I'm able to sow $100,000 to take me where I'm trying to go. Based off of the wealth gap, you got to have that money to put you there, and that money holds you there while you make other money. There's gaps there for a reason, y'all. Same thing when it comes to the hierarchy in the divine. It is the same concept. You're not just gonna jump from one. It's like if you elevate to how it goes, the altitude, the air is thinner, which means that your heart needs to be better. That's why they tell people that's pregnant or got heart condition about flying, because of the altitude. Economics, the same thing. You give somebody too much money too fast, they're gonna destroy themselves and other people. You can't handle the elevations. The mere fact that you are sowing on this level, but you're asking to be up on this level, I know you don't have a good head on your shoulder. When you cannot consistently do something, it is not a lifestyle. The fact that I can do what I am doing every single week for for 52 weeks out of a year means that's my lifestyle. That means I can consistently do that no matter whether I'm feeling good, no matter this or that, or whether somebody give. That means that is that is my flow. That is my flow. That is Cancer. That is a flow of energy. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So how magically, supernaturally, somebody's going to be able to help you get from one fixation of financial flow to another fixation that they're not in, number one. And then number two, they don't have the drive, or they don't know what all kind of energy it's going to take in order to get you there. This is why I tell you and be honest with you. I don't mind you telling me what you want, but when you are functioning and you're inconsistent in what you're doing, then I can't do that because I don't have the arche to waste. Because that's going to take a lot of energy. And you can't start and stop this. It's like getting in mid-flight and saying that you don't want to fly no more. It's like getting in the middle of a jump and decide that you don't want to jump no more. That's not going to end well. When you make a decision economically, certain man, especially to my melanated people, you're not rich. The mere fact that you can be poor and go out and get Calvin. Like, I've watched the mindset of certain people in my church. You got a name brand person on your arm, but you eating great value food products. You're going to Dollar General and getting food out of Dollar General. When we had a place in this economic, we don't even know what the farmer's doing to the food when we go to, because I go to Nelson's. I'd rather pay the extra money to make sure that they're giving me the best quality of food they have to offer, even though a lot of this food is contaminated. But that's beside the point. You see how I think? I got a good head on Obatala. I was born through Obatala in Ocha. I was born through Timlatir, which is a type of Obatala in Palo. You got to have a good head on your shoulder, y'all. You got to be sober-minded. You have to be rational. You have to build. And you got to determine how you're going to build that house. How you going to build that? So are you going to build it off of people's back? Are you going to build it off of splendor? This is what happened to a lot of people that get into certain structures when they done did all kind of dirt to get there. And now you got to keep that going to stay there. Now all of a sudden, now you don't, like, that's what's wrong with Whitney Williams. You built your empire on gossiping. That is a negative energy. You were able to buy shoes just like Fantasia. You were able to buy shoes just like Patti LaBelle. But they didn't build their empire off of what you built your empire off. And so they're not going to deal with the ramifications that you're going to deal with. You got fame just like Patti LaBelle got fame, but y'all fame did not come from the same structure. Some of y'all are not serious, and you want me to think you're serious. I'm not. I can't. The way that you give, the way that you support, the way that your inconsistencies. That's what the Bible says. Why would sit down first and count the cost whether you're going to build that tower so you don't get mocked? I'm not out here talking about I'm trying to do OCHA and all this and knowing I can't afford to even keep my lights on in my house. I knew I had an economic structure set up to do exactly what I'm doing. Now that Minister Mario has passed since June 21st, 2023, I don't spend a lot of my money on him no more than doing veneration and stuff like that. And then this other property, I don't have that anymore. So a lot of my finances done freed up. So I'm going to get to my destinations a lot faster. I was doing quite well even up in those structures. But that what was going on was shaking my economic structure. No lie. Well, greetings from Sweden. Thank you for joining us. When you are trying to promote and you're trying to do any form of money magic, you have to have what we call symbology. So there must be something from that space or place that represents where you're trying to go. The reason why we use hooks And bait, because we're throwing that hook and bait in the waters because we're in hopes of pulling a fish or a creature from that substance. Same thing when it comes down to money matter. What's up there, Jelly Sweets? Did I say, I think I said Darius. Darius is in house. Pisces. And so there's a gulf between you where you actually are economically and where you're trying to go. I watch people that claim to be spiritualists, claim to be masters, and say, why aren't you telling these people the truth? Why they think they're going to take a $10 bottle of oil and bring wealth? Where's the energy? Who is going to sit down and put that kind of conjure in a bottle for $10 to bring you to a wealthy place? Can I say that again? Make it make sense. You came in here, who is this clown? This is the clown that be beating your daddy back out and making your dad, I actually shouldn't say make, because your daddy like swallowing this black nectar. But that's who I am. Huh? I could have been your daddy. I had your dad done took enough DNA out of me. I could have been your father. Luke, I am your father. Anyway, thank you for helping my algorithm. I'm a businessman. I work with a positive, negative. I work with a smart, unintelligent. And that's another thing. You have to prepare your structure, whatever that may be, to be protected from the storms of life. Whether it's a storm on the inside of the house or whether it's a storm on the outside of the house, it's irrelevant. A part of your journey is to put yourself in a position where you can protect what you build. And I cannot take you seriously when you yourself is up and down, in and out. When I went after this house, that's why everything's so smooth. Even saying with my ultra birthday, I know how my income comes in, and so therefore I base how I'm going to. So when I go down to Miami, I'm going to restructure it so I can have the candles for people that want to do an Obatala candle. Somebody may want to do an Ogun candle. I put myself in a position to serve. I'm going to say this again. I put myself in position to serve my clientele or serve my audience that I am listening. Because when they come to my platform, they're looking for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and clarity. Simplicity. Doesn't mean it's not complicated. But I break it down so anybody, no matter where you are, what age you are, you can understand what this is. Just like it takes a lot of money for a plane or jet to get off the ground. Because they have to break that gravitational pull that's on that plane. Same thing when it comes down to doing money magic. If somebody's in poverty, or you may not be in poverty, but you got your hands in too many things. So therefore you can't concentrate and keep everything going and flowing. You got to know what you have the capacity of managing. I'm going to say it again. You need to understand as a grown man and woman, what do you have the capacity of managing without being overly stressed, without being a problem to other people because you're trying to manage something that is obviously beyond your managerial skills. This is real magic, y'all. I'm not going to complicate my life getting all these pots and I can't keep my kitchen together. This is the kind of stuff when you try to talk to black people and melanated people, this is the kind of stuff they don't want to pay attention to. I'm trying to figure out how you, because that's why everybody, and I'm going to tell you, and don't take no offense what I'm about to say. That's why many of y'all always talking about lottery. Because the truth is, you're trying to find an easy way to get to wealth. And I will tell you today, right to your face, if you ever hit the lotto and get that money, you will not stay there. You don't have the knowledge to stay there. The only way you're going to get the knowledge to stay there, you got to climb up the ranks to understand how that got there. And when you are spending more time in arche trying to get around responsibility and accountability, then you're not serious about being up there. How am I going to elevate up here when I don't have foundation down here? That's what they mean by a fool and his money will depart. You gonna break up with money. You don't have the knowledge of how to stay in good relationship and good standing with money. Resources, whether it's American dollar, Chinese dollar, don't matter what it is. Sweden dollar. Every system has an economic system. The type of head you have is not good for business. And you yourself, what's up, Miss Lady? You yourself don't have enough character to trust somebody else to help you with your economic, because you always think somebody's trying to get over on you, because that's what you always doing, trying to get over on somebody. So your mentality is you self-destruct your own economic structures. How I'm going to get to the next level and I'm scared to spend $10,000? How I'm going to get to the next level and I'm scared to spend $100,000? Then I'm not trying to get there. It's simple. I'm going to sit here all day long and tell y'all I'm trying to get to Miami. I ain't got in the car yet. You see how that sound? Some of y'all like to daydream. How sweet and nice. How good it is to be loved by you. You're sitting there daydreaming. Walking around in your mansion. Driving your favorite car on the boat. In your head, you got all this going on. And you ain't got enough water in your house to fill up an 8-ounce glass. That's not me. I come up with a plan to get to my destination. I build a bridge, I build a structure. I build relationships. And I find out what it's going to cost me to do it, and then I find out what it's going to cost me to keep it viable. That means to maintain it. All of my cauldrons are being maintained. I'm going to say it again. When I get in Saucy, I'm going to be able to maintain that. I'm able to maintain my Orishas. I even got Minister Mario's. Like, I can maintain that. I got cemetery. I be all over the place. But I maintain it. I eat well because I know I need my temple. Based off a businessman and businesswoman, how you going to function and have the energy to get past that wealth gap when you're not taking care of yourself? Apostle Ely, I want my finances this and I want your finance. You can't even follow basic instructions. You fall out with people on your job, you're going to fall out with your money. You do not make people comfortable in your structure. Once I see how you function in your structure, like me and Padrino, me and him operate business-wise very differently. And so therefore, what I do is I try to get as much information from him ahead of time so I can do what I do. Because I don't like to be struck. I don't like the last minute. I don't like none of that. I like to have everything that I need. So therefore, I don't have all that stress on me when it comes down to what I got to do that day. I can focus on what I got to do. I got to get everything. I got to get all that out the way. Take care of business. And then pleasure. That's how I was raised. Pleasure does not come before business. And you don't mix business with pleasure. Those are the structures by which I live. But right now, I am trying to get from where I am to get into that $100,000 deposit, where I would be in a millionaire status at that point. And again, oh gosh, my services is terrible. Just get a chance to come back in. Let me tell y'all something. The reason, and I don't want nobody to get offended with what I'm finna say. The reason why I'm able to be a man of my word, or if I fall short of my word, I can redeem my word, is because I have an economic structure. I don't write checks I cannot cash. I know what's in my account. I know what is coming in. And so therefore, when I say I can do something, just like I told Mother Susan, I'm going to take her, well, we ended up deciding to take her on Friday. I know that I'm going to be, I'm not going to frustrate Mother Susan. Mother Susan not going to frustrate me. I already know it's going to be hot. Mother Susan ain't never been to Disney World. I told her to get one of those riding machines. She looking at it from the aspect of, oh, that's going to make me look old. No, it's a lot of walking out there. Hell, if I can get one, I want one. And I'm 51. You be out here walking pigeon. When you get through with Disney World, you be out here walking pigeon-toed. I'm going for the experience for her. I done been there, done that. But I'm setting up the structure by where we can have a smooth picking up, getting there, getting stuff done, have a good time, come back home. Just that simple. It don't matter what it is. It should be some type of methodology behind you making those gaps. What y'all want to do is y'all want to tell people about what y'all want to have. And you ain't got nothing. You don't have the mental structure. You don't have the emotional structure set up. You don't have the physical structure set up. You just talking about what you would like to have. I'm not that person. So I say if you put everything that I have, that I own together, I don't have $1 million. It's a difference. You can have $1 million of assets, but not be a millionaire, because you don't have $1 million. I can't go and spend $1 million because I don't have it like that. But if I lost everything I had, it would be over $1 million. Jackass. That's why you don't talk to fools when it comes to economics. Anybody on my live right now that deals in economics, run a real business, where's the lie that I'm telling? Where are the falsities? Explain to me why what I'm saying don't make absolute sense, and especially business sense. This is when I say y'all young girls and y'all gay men laying down sleeping with dumb dicks. It's a dick, but it's a dumb dick. It's a pussy. It's an ass, but it's a dumb ass. The mere fact that you can hear something this serious, and whether you practice our ATRs or not, whether you practice our religions or traditions or not, economically, it still makes sense no matter where you at in life. It still makes sense. There's still a wealth gap even with poor people. Because you might have a whole loaf of bread and they got a half a loaf. Y'all still poor, but one is in a better position than the other. This is the same thing about these spiritualists. A lot of them on the same level. They can't really help each other. They can share only so much because they know some of the same things. You can't elevate me when our knowledge level is not vast. The reason why I can elevate you, even worker, because the gulf between what you know and I know is vast. So I can afford to give you stuff and share information with you, because we still, even after you learn that, we still ain't gonna be on the same level. That's what it means when I tell you I can afford to tell you the truth. I can afford to get on here and say the things that I say. You're not finna drive up by me mentally because you just learned what you learned. You're not finna drive up by me or build a house next to me spiritually because of what I just gave you. Because no master teaches or gives all they know. That makes that master an idiot. But this stuff that I share, I can afford to give this away. And it allows me to see how serious you are about what you're trying to do. If you're struggling with $1,000, Ocha is not for you. If $10,000 is a lot of money, Ocha is not for you. Haitian voodoo is not for you. If $3,000 is a lot of money, then Palo is not for you. There's certain ATR that it takes a certain financial structure. You know why most black people like Christianity? Because all they hear is Jesus paid it all. They have a something for nothing mentality. I have people in my church. Oh, Pastor, you need to do a sale. What? Me? You don't have a business here. These are eternal things. Why would I do that? Some people you talking to me, they don't know how I be so turned off, but I know they don't mean no harm. I said, we live in two different economic structures. Why are you talking to me like that? I'm going to say it again. We live in two distinct, there's a gulf between your economics and my economics. We ain't the same. We live in two different types of reality when it comes to spirituality. Why are you trying to talk to me when we don't live the same structure? We don't have the same flow. You're trying to share ideas of poverty with me. You're trying to get me to appease the poor people. I'm trying to bring poor people out of poverty. We don't have the same vision. You want me to address ignorant people, and I'm trying to bring people out of ignorance. You see what I'm saying? The mindset is totally different. Your mindset is getting over on people. My mindset is helping people up. Teaching people how to fish for themselves. You don't have the mentality. So once again, like I tell everybody, go to your ancestors. If you really trying to, show me. Because it takes money to do that kind of magic. You want to change your economic status? Remember, there's a gulf between where you are and where you're trying to go. And it's going to take something to move that. We on this platform. If I have said anything economic, you have went through, my spiritual dad went to, he did, Howard University. He got a degree in business administration. I went to school for business administration. I got a degree, but it wasn't in that. It's a biblical studies. But I've always been raised around business and savvy people when it comes to business. I want you to tell me what I said on this broadcast to melanated people that is incorrect. What have I said that economically cannot better your life? I've given you opportunity. I've given you things that can actually better your life. But what I cannot give you is a sober mind. Because if all on your mind is impressing people, that's how you're going to spend your money. Only thing on my mind is getting to the next level and getting prepared for what's to come spiritually. I'm not worried about what I'm going to eat. I'm not worried about where I'm going to stay. I'm not worried about what I'm going to drive. I'm not worried about what kind of underwear I'm going to put on. Whatever they is, they're going to be new. I can afford to think on the lines and the level that I'm doing. I'm waiting. Where is the lie? If you trying to change your economic structure, there's a gulf. I know that's right. So if what I'm saying is true, then why are you letting people tell you that all you're going to have to do is do this $45 spell or this $100 spell and you finna get all this money? Like, as a grown man or woman, why don't you recognize that I'm being honest with you and putting yourself in economic structure to change your life and changing your circle of friends, changing your circle of communication? All of that affects your structure. I don't want to talk to your stupid ass. I remember Minister Mario Son of Watusi was telling me a conversation he was having with his relative. She said, "Cuz, you need to step your game up. You need to get you an apartment." He already owned the house. That's stupid. Me personally, I don't know if I'd have cussed him out or not, but it wouldn't have been a pleasant conversation. I'm a Sagittarius. He's a Capricorn. I would have been so condescending. I'm like, bitch, I got investment property. You talking about renting apartment. I have investment property. I have stocks. I have bonds. We not on the same level. Me and these spiritualists, we not doing the same thing, y'all. I'm not finna eat spaghetti out of a plastic bowl with a plastic spoon. And if I do, If I want to eat Minister Mario spaghetti, if I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna get it from a restaurant, an Italian restaurant at that. And if the cook is black in the back, you ain't Italian, Negro. That's just me. But you the one said you want to do money magic. And you the one that don't understand the wealth gap and why it really costs to change the project. And if a person doing money magic for you and they don't understand business, tell me how they're going to be able to make things better for you. Why you think when I'm doing magic for people, think their life get better? Because I understand structure. So I know exactly where to direct that energy. Most of my clients will tell you, I don't tell them what to do, but if I feel like you can invest in something else that's going to give you a better turnaround, that's the way I guide them. Now, I know what you just told me, but I want you to know about this. And so I like to give people a wider and a broader horizon when it comes down to them trying to get to their destination. Because this right here going to put you in a position to do this. This is why you keep hearing me talking about graveyard work. Everybody that get their graveyard work, they say, man, I wish I'd have did that earlier. I'm telling you. You're not in a place and you're not where you need to be, and so you need certain coverings and certain protections. If you don't have any intention of getting initiated, why won't you let an initiate and put you up on a certain protection with that same tradition? Economically. Makes sense to me. But no, you're going to do it the hard way. Poor spiritualists trying to do money magic, money for clients. The irony of it. Yep. First of all, let me tell y'all something. It's not what you got, is where you're going. Because you can start off one place and go to another. Let me explain to you like this. It still comes down to your aura, your mentality. I know some of us at some point that met a man or woman, you see a drive, you see an ambition in them. You say, you know what? They ain't got nothing today, but they're going to have something. You can tell by the way they operating that man or woman going to be something. You trying to own the company and you don't even show it to work. A lot of y'all saying people talking about you, they talking about you because what's coming out your mouth and what you're doing are two different things. How I'm gonna take apostolic faith to the next level, and I ain't around here doing what I need to do. I'm sitting there talking about what the church, the members of the church, supposed to be doing. You think I'm gonna sit on my ass and wait on these members? I look at how they live in their life, huh? I don't want that outcome. Half of these people, the way they live, they out here trying to impress. They poor, live in a poor neighborhood, and they trying to impress other poor people. There's nothing fascinating about that to me. Ain't nothing wrong with getting no head from somebody that's poor. But we not even to live together. Because mentally, you're struggling. Emotionally, you're stunning. You're stuck. And I don't have time to cranking you up every morning to open your mind to see a greater life. The Yahshua I serve, he said, I come to give you life and that more abundantly. And you can tell by a man or woman, they want something by how they handle themselves. And especially men. I work better with women, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a woman will jump and do something if they believe in you. Women have an innate ability to believe in. If they believe in you, then they invest in you. Men are not built like that. And if that man is immature, then he's going to feel intimidated by the other man. Therefore, he cannot learn from that other man. So a lot of times when men listening to me, they sizing themselves up to me. And so either they're going to try to impress me and go beyond their economic means, or they're going to say, listen, Apostle Ely, this is where I'm at. I like people like that. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm trying to go. I can work with that. I don't care if you gay, straight, but you could be broke. Bruh, I done done this so many times. I done help people get money that they couldn't got on their own. But guess what? I can't do nothing with your aura. You got to have a good head on your shoulder if you want to maintain anything. I teach Mother Susan all the time because she lives on a fixed income. I teach her how to live above her income without messing with her structure. I'm going to say that again to all of y'all that are slow. Mother Susan is a widow, and she lives on a fixed income. I teach her how to live beyond her fixed income without messing with her structure to maintain everything she got. Because I'm smart. I can teach a man, like I'm a spender. I can teach, if you are a person that you're impulsive like me, I can teach you how to utilize your money to make sure that you have money to do the things that you like to do spontaneously and still maintain your structure. But you got to first be honest about who you are. One of the things that I did for Minister Mario, because Minister Mario is a Capricorn, Minister Mario was a saver. He saves more than he spends. I'm the direct opposite. I taught him how to still save, but not at his destruction, not at his demise. I taught him how to live. Save, yes. Live, yes. And I taught him how to build his money out this way. He was building his money this. I said, no, you need to build your money this way, so you can live for nobody. So you turn around, you done started here saved all this money and all this stuff, and now somebody else enjoying it because you done killed yourself trying to save money. No, I teach people, depending on who they are and what they are, how to live their life within their structure. But I'm a Sag. I'm impulsive. My moon is Aries, impulsive. So I build my world, my finances around my energy. You don't necessarily have to do it like I do. That's why we go and do our consultations so we can figure out. And then when I be telling some of you guys, you sowing far beneath what you're talking about. If you're gonna build a skyscraper, then the foundation has to be just as deep to hold that up. So what are you building, investing in your structure that's going to hold what you're trying to put up in the sky? It's not going to stand. And I'm not here to cause, and knowing that it's not going to work, allow you to take me down that road. You got to show me you can maintain doing certain things. Because what's big money to some people ain't no big money to me. So to all of y'all want to do, that's why I like those that consistent with that Bayberry candles, those that are consistent with, especially working with Ogun, my Fede Fun Ogun, my mother of gospel, my Fede Fun Oya, marketplace. Also, all these deities have different types of wealth spells that they do, especially if you got these talismans from me. You cannot be saying that you're serious about something and then you won't get your mind right. That's what I'm saying. Obatala rules the head. You got to have a good head on your shoulder. Things need to make sense. And if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. Sorry. And for you to get from that wealth gap to the next, you're not being serious. And if you want me to swim that for you, you're going to pay me. And since I'm a church, you're going to donate me. I'll swim it for you. Because I've done it before. But I ain't going to do it for free. Because when you get over there, you're going to do what you want to do with your newfound wealth. And I ain't for you ain't going to run here talking about I'm begging you for no money. Because y'all play them games with some other spiritual like that. You're not going to play that over here with me. I love you. I got to get to Miami. All right? Get on the road. I'm gonna text the group when I leave so you'll know when I'm on the road. And once I get to Miami and get this stuff, and then take care of some stuff down while I'm down there. To all of the graveyard worker, I will be down. I'm going to. I might end up in my family part today. It doesn't matter what cemetery I go to, but I'm going to take care of all of y'all that have been strengthening y'all graveyard work. I'm going to go down there and strengthen your work. That's right. I got to actually drive down there in the traffic. All right. Much love, and I'll see you guys on the flip.